So welcome back guys, and if you're watching this you're probably here for the big reveal, and if you haven't seen the original video I highly recommend you go see it. So I'll give you a few seconds to go do that if you haven't already. Good? Yep. Alright, so here we have the setup in here, of course, with the button being pressed and lava dropping on you and the secret door opening. So now I'm going to show you how it works, and if I can fly. Ready for this, guys? Alright guys, here it is. This is the setup. And it looks a lot more complicated than it is actually. In fact, this could probably be simplified down further. I don't think I actually need both these pistons here. But yeah, I think the piston for the lava is over here. That's the piston for the secret door under here. Just hooked up to this. And yeah guys, a lot more simpler than a lot of you were probably expecting. Most of this is pretty much ornamental, just to trigger the lava and the secret door. So I'll give you a bit of a look at the actual trigger function, and it might surprise you to see that this is it. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to go a bit more in depth to it now, why it happens, how exactly you build it, and yeah, guys, let's get into it. So I thought I might start right at the start, guys, and show you kind of the history into how I actually developed this. And it basically started off with a challenge in one of Etho's videos to build an upward smart piston. So I thought, you know what, I can do this. So this was my first failed version, and I thought I probably needed 2 pistons. So when you get pushed into here, it activates as such. The only problem is if you go too fast, it destroys the machine. As you can see, this piece of redstone here, which was here. So that was my first failed version of it. My next version sought to remedy this, and I thought a piston, extended piston here, should I say, would block this extending, and it did, but it's just so damn slow, and it jams up really easily if you go at any sort of fast speed. So that was another failure. And then I came to this, and basically my reasoning was, if you have a piston pushing over a piece of redstone and it pushed the block, the redstone would briefly depower, and I thought I could use this to my advantage to power an upward smart piston. So I tested this once and it actually worked. I thought, wow, this is a really amazing smart piston. I think the only limiting factor in it is the speed of this torch. If you go any faster than the torch, of course it will burn out. And that's the only limiting factor in it. So I thought I'd built the world's best upward smart piston. And yeah, through a couple of future experiments, I found that to be there's more going on here. And basically I have this set up here. Now I'm going to knock out these. And you can see I've got a smart piston here. So when I place a block here, it's going to push it. And yeah, it's powering it from this side. And I've got successive spacings along here. Now, as shown from this test over here, I'll actually show you in better detail. I'll show you from this side. You can see this is on, and when I right click here to place the block, you can see it flicker. Now I thought, well, it's a little inconvenient having the smart piston right here and then having to go to this guy. So I think I tried to build one out here, and I'll do exactly the same setup as over here. So I'll knock this out for the time being, and I need a redstone torch and a piston, and over here as such. And I thought, yeah, I can build this for sort of lengthwise ones. And yeah, you can see this one flickers when I put blocks into this. Sorry, you didn't see that. Flickers, obviously, and it causes this piston to activate. And I thought, yeah, I can replicate this sort of as many blocks as I want, of course. Now watch this redstone. For some reason, it will not update. And to be honest, this really confused me. I was totally confused about what was happening here. So I'm like, alright, maybe it's just the position or something like that. So I went back to the original setup, which was as such, and I'll just leave the piston out this time, just to save a bit of time. And I'll do it again. You can see it's activated and it flickers. So I was really confused about this. So I'll just do another test just to prove it. And you can see there's a redstone torch under there. And you can see it's lit up and it does not flicker. It only seems to flicker when it is 2 blocks away. Apologies. When it's 2 blocks away from this torch or 3 blocks away from the smart piston. Now, what happened next really confused me. And you can see this one did not flicker in the last test, but if we place a piece of redstone here, we know this one will flicker. And of course it does flicker, but what happens next is even weirder. And you can see the back one's flickering as well. So this piece of redstone, in flickering, actually updates this piece of redstone. Now, pretty much this is the mechanic I used to my advantage in this system. So basically we have a piston cycle. Basically the button press comes along here, activates this piston, which pushes it into this smart piston. Now, for some reason, this system will only be activated if you have a smart piston here. I've tried it with other pistons and I'm 99% sure it can only be activated by a smart piston. So you can see if we were to press the button and yeah, I will show you what's happening actually. And I think I need to place a piece of redstone in there. So, yep. And I'll place both of them. And then we can come around and place our button. Yep. Here. And you want to watch first for the blocks cycling round as such. And this time I want you to watch for the actual redstone flicker. And you can see they both flicker. I'll show you this side as well. Yep, and you can see they're both flickering. And this is in line because I'm just going to break out these blocks. Because we have both of these pieces of redstone, it will push this one will flicker, and this one in turn will update this one to flicker as well. Oh, sorry. No, I'm right. We'll update this one to flicker. Yeah, we'll update this one to flicker, and we'll update this secret little hidden one behind here to flicker as well. Now, I haven't explained this yet, but basically you can chain this for as long as the smart piston goes. So each consecutive one will update the next one. For some reason, but I'll just get rid of all these blocks again. If you knock out this one, we're going to go right down there. It will not update this one. It will only update the one 2 blocks away from it. Only. We're going to also try this. I actually haven't tested this out yet, so we can see if this works. No, it will only update the one 2 away from it. So if we place it back, yep, and you can chain this for pretty much 13 blocks because that's as far as the piston pushes. Now the other weird mechanic I used to my advantage was the one on which side the piston is powered. Now I'm just going to show you once more that there's nothing wrong with this. Yep, it's flickering as usual. Now we're going to change the side that this is being powered from. And you can see it won't flicker. So I think this one is actually, sorry, if I would have it here and powered from this side, sorry, this one, even though you can't see it flicker, it actually does and actually updates this one. And you can actually use this to your advantage as well with another little trick. Because if this one is being powered, if this piece of redstone is powering the piston from this side, you could expect it would make this one flicker, which of course it does. And if you actually have a piece of redstone on this side, voila, it updates the other side as well. And that's the second kind of weird thing I used on this, because this one is updating this one to flicker. So if you didn't have this piece of redstone here, this one wouldn't be flickering because it wouldn't be updated by this. And if you had this one here, even though it would be no, because this one wouldn't be flickering. If you have both of them, this one causes this one to flicker, this one updates this one, causes this one to flicker, and this one causes this one to flicker. So I believe it will only work across the row. So if we had a setup as such, this one would not be flickering because this one is unable to update it because it's not 2 blocks away from it. And we can see this is the case. So yeah guys, that's about all there is to it. Yeah, I over the past couple of days or so, I've had quite a few comments on illusions as to how this works, and some of them have been very, very interesting. I've seen a couple of video responses as well, which is great. I love when you guys kind of respond to my video. That really makes it all worthwhile, because it means that I'm really like getting through to people out there. And yeah, I love seeing your comments. I love seeing your video responses. A couple of you guys got really, really close to them. I think you actually said it had something to do with the block cycling, which it did. A lot of people thought I was tricking there, but I wouldn't trick you guys like that, would I? But yeah, I think someone mentioned the redstone flickering, but I don't think they probably didn't have a smart piston activating it, which would not cause the redstone to flicker. So in the end, it was a really convoluted answer, I'll admit, but I'm not really surprised that anyone didn't get it, because to be honest, I discovered this by total accident, and it was a massive accident that I stumbled upon this. Excuse me. And yeah, but love seeing your comments. I know a couple of you guys actually found out ways to do this without using this mechanic, which was really good to see. Actually learn a few things about redstone, which is also, yeah, it's really good. Love really learning new things about redstone. There's always more to learn about redstone, which is, yeah, really why I love kind of using it. So yeah guys, I hope you aren't too mad about this, because it is really, really complicated. Not so complicated, but requires really specific conditions to work. But yeah guys, hope you enjoyed this little challenge. Hopefully I can think of a few more in the future. Maybe think of a few more puzzles. Oh yeah, one more thing, by the way, if you go back and watch my 100 subscriber special, my Blue World tour, you can actually see this setup in the tour, because I was actually making it in line with this setup. So it pays to go back and watch old videos, guys. And I'm pretty sure I didn't really want anyone to find out, so I actually think I took it out of my world download on purpose. So I can be a bit sneaky when I want to. So yeah guys, apart from that, hope you enjoyed this little challenge. Hopefully we can do more of them in the future, and I will catch you next time.